Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Global Justice Talk. My name is Urayayi Chikwetu, your host, a legal practitioner based in Harare, Zimbabwe. Our topic for this discussion today is on a not so exciting topic, yet incredibly important. It's about wills. Hear me out. Each time I initiate conversations about the imperative nature of drafting wills with my friends, relatives, fellow church members, and the general public on various platforms, including social media, I often experience a swift attempt to curtail the discussions from these members. The resistance stems from a predominant belief among these individuals that the moment you contemplate the idea of creating a will, you invite the specter or the misfortune of death in your life. Surprisingly, the same individuals harboring these sentiments have got insurance cover that range from funeral policies, cover against accidents, cover against theft, cover against fire. You can actually pick from this discussion that their argument is not convincing. Hear me out. Wills are not about death, but are about life. I encourage you to watch this whole video to the end so that I can share with you the reasons why I think a will is about life. I'm going to share with you the definition of a will. You will understand what a will is after watching this whole video. At the same time, I am going to bust a number of myths that are held about wills. Finally, I will share with you 5 bonus points about wills, which are a must-know for every person of substance who have got an estate and who have got the loved ones. I encourage you to watch the whole video to the end so that you pick all those benefits. At the same time, or in addition, I am going to also share a small statistic that will certainly surprise you. Before I share that statistic, if you are visiting Global Justice Talk for the first time, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that each time I upload a video like this, YouTube will notify you on time. I also encourage you to share this video with your friends and relatives so that they can also benefit as you are also benefiting now. About the shocking statistic. If you look in our jurisdiction, that is in Zimbabwe, and I think this might be obtaining in other jurisdictions, you notice that more than 50% of adults that pass away are passing away without leaving a will. And this actually suggests to you that the state will normally intervene in those situations using the rules of interstate to distribute those estates. And you'll find that this will certainly create a lot of problems because those rules may not be favorable to the beneficiaries of the estate. So that's all about the statistic that I wanted to share. What is a will? A will is simply a statement by the testator expressing his wishes on how he or she wants his or her estate to be distributed. So in other words, it is a formal expression of how you need your estate to be handled when you are gone. So that's all about the meaning of a will. We now turn to the most important part of our discussion, which is, why do we need wills? Why are wills important? Let me break this down. There are about 5 reasons why a will is important. Reason number 1, a will permits the testator to control his or her legacy. What do we mean by that? This assists you, or it helps you to decide how your possessions or how your belongings are supposed to be distributed. You decide that in your will by specifying in clear terms how you want your estate to be distributed. The estate may comprise your houses, your cars, and other prized possessions. It is important that you specify that, and you can only do that if you write a will. And this have got an effect of ensuring that your estate is not wasted. Make sure you write your will so that your possessions, your belongings, your prized possessions are distributed according to your wishes. Reason number 2, a will assist in the prevention of conflicts. You'll find that at your unfortunate moment of demise, family conflicts may arise involving your biological children or your relatives. If you don't have biological children, if you write a will, chances of conflicts are limited. We are not saying even if there is a will, there will be no conflicts, but we are saying the chances of having conflicts are limited. You actually specify how you want your estate to be distributed, and the law normally respects the wishes of a testator, and because of the freedom of testation, even if you disinherit some of your relatives, they will not be able to do anything because that's what you wanted, and the will be implemented to the letter. It is important that you leave a will so that you prevent conflict. A will is an expression or is a gift of love and peace to your loved ones. It is not proper for you to leave a gift of conflict without leaving a will. Then the other reason why a will is very important is that it actually mitigates the effects of dying in the state. When a person dies in the state, it means that the person would have died without leaving a will. And when you die without leaving a will, your estate will be distributed according to the rules that are provided in the Deceased Estates Succession Act. Whilst those rules may align with some of your wishes, but in some circumstances, the outcomes that come from those rules may be at odds with what you would have wanted. And at the end, this may create some unintended hardships and disputes between your family members. You wouldn't want to give to allow such a situation to obtain with regard to your estate. It's better for you to write a will before you die, so that you prevent some of those problems that I'm highlighting. You also notice that when you die intestate, your estate may be may face some challenges in that the costs associated with the intestate succession may be higher. Hence, some of the your property may be utilized to pay those costs. So if you write your will, you may avoid some of those costs. Encourage you to pen down a will so that you avoid such eventualities. Another important reasons why a will is important is that a will actually assist you to provide for financial security of your loved ones, due to the fact that our law of succession values freedom of testation. You can provide anything in your will, provided it is lawful. So it is very possible for you to provide for the financial security of your loved ones by actually giving them financial backing if you pass away, so that they can actually have peace of mind. They, they know that you have actually provided for them. They will actually hold you in a high regard, because they will see your will as an expression of love to them. Then the last reason why you need to write a will is that you will be given an opportunity to provide for the guardianship of your minor children. Just like I have indicated that our law of succession allows for freedom of testation. You can actually provide for a guardian. You can appoint a guardian of your minor children in your will without any problem. And this will actually give you a peace of mind, because you know that your children will be in safe hands if you pass away. So it is important that you also write your will, so that you can actually provide, or you can appoint a guardian in your will. That's about the reasons for a will. I encourage you once again to subscribe to the channel, so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video like this. And also I encourage you to leave a comment below, and also to like the video and share this video with everyone. I now turn to the often held misconceptions, or what I may call the myths about wills. Myth number one: the members of the public have a belief that for you to write a will, you need to be rich or to be old. That myth is not supported by any fact. Any person, whether poor or rich, can actually write a will. In fact, even if you have very few properties, or limited properties of low value, you can still provide that. You can still provide how you wish that property to be distributed. In fact, even if a property is very small, if it is left unattended, it can give a lot of problem to those who remain when you pass away. So it is important for you to put everything in writing in a will, so that your loved ones can know how to deal with it. Then myth number two is that when you write a will, you invite the misfortune of death. It's not correct. Writing a will is just like joining a burial society. If you join a burial society today, it doesn't mean that you are going to die tomorrow. You are just preparing that your loved ones will not face financial difficulties in burying you. The expenses or the burial expenses are very high, to an extent that they can leave your family broke when you pass away. So it is advisable that you join a burial society to back up for that eventuality, which is the same scenario with a will. You don't you don't die because you have written a will. You are just trying to make things organized so that your loved ones will not get into problems because of your passing away. You should not leave your family in a discord. So that means that when you write a will, you are actually inviting a specter of death is not correct. Then the last myth that I want to debunk is that most people will say, my family know what I want. So therefore, a will is not important for me. That's not correct. A will is very important. Put everything in writing so that you don't breed conflicts. Your death must not be the reason why people are fighting. Your death must be the reason why people are celebrating your life. People or your relatives must celebrate your life when you die, as opposed to fighting each other about your properties. So writing a will prevent legal battles. Writing a will prevent conflicts. So I encourage you to write a will. It is better to be sure than to be sorry. So that's all about the myths. Then what are the 5 bonus points that I wanted to share with you? Before I do that, I encourage you to once again subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video like this, you'll be the first to be notified by YouTube. Also, share your comments, your views, your questions in the comment section. I also encourage you to like the video and also share this video with your friends and relatives. What are the 5 bonus points that are a must know for every person of substance who have got an estate and who have got loved ones? The first bonus point that I want to share with you is on the capacity to make a will. Who have got the capacity to make a will? In terms of the Wills Act, that is Section 4, a person who is or above 16 years have got the capacity to make a will, provided he or she understands the implications of the provisions that he is including in the will. So basically, that's bonus point number 1. Bonus point number 2, formalities for the validity of a will. What are the formalities for a valid will? A will becomes valid if it is in writing, it has been signed by the testator, has been witnessed by 2 witnesses, and those 2 witnesses have signed every page of the will in the presence of the testator and the other witness. So basically, that's how a will becomes valid. The third bonus point is whether an individual can write or draft his or her will on his own. Yes, it is possible for you and other persons who are not experienced in the area of writing wills to write their own wills, but it is not advisable. Why is it not advisable for you to write your own will on your own? Most of you goes to the internet for online forms about wills, and you normally do an exercise of cutting and pasting without understanding the implication of those points that you are cutting and pasting into your document. And at the same time, those online documents are written in technical legal jargon, which you may not understand because you are not schooled in the area of law. So you end up with a document that you do not understand. And that document may end up being rejected by the courts because it is not actually complying with some of the requirements, or it may end up disappointing some of your relatives because they know that would not be your wishes, because you simply copy the document without understanding its meaning. So I encourage you to seek the services of an expert to draft those documents. At the same time, you find that some of testators may be under pressure or undue influence from their relatives to draft wills. And at the end of the day, the wills that they come up with may not be an expression of their wishes. So if you engage experts like lawyers, they are trained to notice whether a person is acting under duress or not. So it is very important that when you intend to write a will, you approach experts. And in this case, I encourage you to consult legal practitioners or lawyers. Then point number 4. I want to share with you that it is important to update your will whenever there is a significant change in your life. There are a number of changes that happen in your life which necessitate or which can prompt you to update your will. If you marry, if there is a childbirth, if there is a divorce, and if there is death of a beneficiary, there is need for you to update your will. The updating of a will as a result of those significant changes is important in that those who are not supposed to benefit are removed and those who are supposed to benefit are included. Then another, or the 5th bonus point that I wanted to share with you is to do with the need to notice as to who are ineligible to benefit under a will. There are certain individuals who are not expected to benefit, who are not expected to benefit under a will. For example, a person who have assisted in the drafting of the will cannot benefit. A person who have actually certified the will cannot benefit. A person who have flagrantly influenced the drafting of that will cannot benefit under the will. The person who have caused the death of the testator cannot benefit under a will. So basically, those are the 4 bonus points that I wanted to share with you about wills. But before I go away, I just want to say, as you can see, wills are not about death, they are about life. I have actually enumerated the reasons why a will is important. And this document that we refer to as a will is not a document that can be written by anyone. I encourage you to use the services of experts like lawyers so that you get a document that is valid, a document that you fully understand. You should not leave your family in the dark. You should not leave your family in limbo. Get down and write a will today. And you should bestow that responsibility to legal experts, to legal professionals. Get in touch with a legal practitioner or a lawyer today to draft the will on your behalf so that your legacy is secured. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that each time I upload a video like this, YouTube will notify you without any problem. Thank you so much for watching.